The controversial one-time candidate, Fort Bend County Commissioner, has a court date this morning. Taral Patel and his legal team are set for a hearing on his multiple charges tied to allegedly creating various misrepresentations of identity through social media in political campaigns. Joining us now from the Fort Bend County Courthouse is KPRC2 investigative reporter Mario Diaz. Mario, good morning. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I understand
Good morning to you.
Yes, we know that you have been investigating this case, obviously, since news of it broke. You've been following it very closely. Right. Break down for us the number of charges Patel is facing and how we got to where we're at today.
All right, let me first start off with the charges, Zach. What we know is, at last count, it was, I believe, 9, 4 felony charges, 5 misdemeanor charges, okay? And how we got here is quite simple. Taral Patel was a county commissioner candidate here in Fort Bend County for a precinct titled number 3. Now, he does have history here in Fort Bend because of the fact that he was the chief of staff for a couple of years under KP George when he first got elected. KP George is the county judge. After a few years, he decided to leave that job, went to D.C., worked in the Biden administration, then came back here to Fort Bend and decided to run for this precinct 3 position. But what happened during the midst of this campaign, and it erupted in the spring of this year, was the fact that investigators were able to detect that allegedly Patel had created these fake accounts on social media used in racial attacks against himself as well as against his opponent. And this happened, according to investigators, in September of last year, in 2023, because they actually did a news conference and they put out a press release about all these racial attacks. And that's when his opponent started having questions, worked with investigators, and they were able to uncover what prosecutors say and investigators say were these fake social media accounts that were allegedly created by Patel himself to boost his candidacy, Zach.
Yeah, Mario, you're absolutely right. And we know that election was now more than a month ago. He had a massive campaign. We saw signs everywhere. What was the outcome and what happened?
Well, what happened in that campaign was that the people of Fort Bend County voted him down dramatically. Going into election night, there was this talk that, hey, Patel could very much still win this race, this campaign against the long-term incumbent, Andy Myers. However, early vote came in on election night very quickly, and it showed that Myers was up 60% to 40% roughly. And then by that point, you knew right away there was not enough votes in the county to make up on day of voting, so he was done immediately. If this was a boxing match, Zach, and you know I like the boxing analogies, it was a first round knockout. That's what happened to him in the election. But with regards to this trial, to this case against him, he's going to be back here in this courtroom behind me here before Judge Becerra today in courtroom 434 here in Fort Bend County in District Court. And you have to know that this is what is called a hearing with regards to his matter. They're not expecting much to this hearing, but you never know because the election is over. As I was speaking to one criminal defense attorney this morning, things get done very quickly, and we don't know if there's a deal cut. We don't know if this is just going to be a setting for the next hearing that he has, but we do anticipate him to be here because on this board right here, it's been showing his name.
He's on the docket,
set for 9 a.m. this morning here in Fort Bend County.
Hey, listen, Mario, we're running out of time, but I want to ask you very quickly before I let you go. For people keeping score, they might recall Patel was tied to the KP George case. When is the county judge expected back in court?
That's a great question, Zach. Very quickly, county judge has also been indicted with a misdemeanor charge. Misdemeanor, not a felony, misdemeanor. Similar type of charge. He's expected to be in court at the beginning of 2025. The date, I believe, is January the 3rd at 8:30 a.m., Zach.
Okay, all good information. Mario Diaz live for us this morning in Fort Bend County. Mario, thank you.